Do
Hey,
you
Kelly.
want to say hi to Amy real quick?
I would love to. I mean, come on.
I'm pretty sure Amy would love to say hi to you too. Let's welcome Amy Yasbeck. Hi, Amy.
Hey.
George the fanatic, watch out for that tree! Right?
I love it. That's the first one I'm not mad at because I heard that a lot as a kid.
You heard George the fanatic as a kid? Oh, because George of the Jungle.
I
don't know how old you are, but that was before George Bush. You must have heard a lot of George Washington too.
I'm thrice cursed because my middle name's Michael. So growing up in the 80s, got a lot of George Michael.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend. That's
No.
the hottest guy ever.
And lastly, my last name is Bueller.
Have you ever thought of just changing it to like a symbol like Prince went for at one point?
Well,
it's like an onk with an exclamation point or like some comedy. My God, a glyph. You need a glyph.
That's great. I do need a glyph.
Logo for you? Seriously, can I design you a logo?
Yes, please.
I don't know how that will work, but most people don't give me that kind of control over their lives, George.
You know what? You can have it.
Cool.
Yeah,
right.
I've done enough damage, so go right ahead.
All right. Very fun. Yeah, my husband used to say, yes, my life is an open sore. But anyway. Book. Sometimes does he really know how to say it? Anyway, thank you for all of this, man. And I would love to get to know you better. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Amy, for doing this here. So I'm going to leave you with my friend Kelly here and let her take things away. But
I need Kelly time. We'll circle back to each other, George. I promise.
Oh, yeah, that would be my pleasure. Thank you very much.
The old circle back, if you know what I mean. Wait, I might be thinking of a different move. Okay, bye.
Take care, y'all. Have a great day.
Bye. Hashtag reach around. Just kidding. Hi, Kelly. How are you, kiddo?
So welcome. First things first, we're at $435 so far.
Beautiful. I'm going to add a couple things. I'm just even like looking around this space now, which of course I have this, so you can't see the freaking hoard of stuff I have. But I'd like to add some stuff to your goodie bag.
Ooh.
Your door prize. What are we calling it? Raffle.
Yep, a sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes. Okay.
You're gonna sweeten the pot. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll sweep a couple things there. I don't know, some stuff of mine. I don't know if anybody cares about it. And there's like some cute, but like this was like a John Ritter Three's Company trading card at one point.
Ooh.
I'll send that to you. And there's a couple other like little fun things around. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So y'all heard it here. That sweetens the pot. So
yes.
Well, thank you. That's very generous of you. We appreciate it.
Are you telling me you want me to add sweet pot to it? Because I am in LA. I don't think I can send that.
No. Let's since anyone can enter, let's not. But
put that back. We're not sending it. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah. If it was legal in all 50 states, then absolutely.
It helps me with my like neck problem. Oh, I was trying to make the crackling noise and the lid was off and I just spilled water all over my self. I'm going to call it myself. Hold on a second. I got to swish it off the chair. Oh my God. This is fine. That really woke me up. Go on.
Also, can I just say, I love that we're color coordinated.
It's the foundation color. It's purple. Why do you ask? Because of Prince. John was the biggest Prince fan. I believe I just referenced Prince.
You did. It's a good reference. And our color is purple also. So it was meant to be. This is made in heaven. Like,
agreed. I approve this match. I swipe whatever way on it. I don't know how to use those things.
I don't.
Disingenuously. No, I really don't.
Trevor says hello. Trevor Hawkins says hello, Amy.
Hi.
And Molly Daniels also says, hello, Amy.
You're going to have to tell me all this stuff because I'm too vain to put my glasses on. Oh,
all right.
Huge. Dear Peggy. Oh, my God.
John V. Pica. That's our network head. So
I love it.
Our big man in charge is my boss. So let's. And Eli T. Cash says, welcome to this abode, Ms. Amy. Blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
So let's start out this interview by talking about the reason we're all here, of course, the John Ritter Foundation. So can you talk a little bit about founding the charity?
Yeah. I mean, it's such an interestingly simple, reasonable, and healing and right thing to do, which is when something feels like it comes from not the multiverse, but some dark place and smashes the hero. Not trying to be like that, but that is how we think, of our family. And it affects everyone and but there's nobody, sadly, that escapes grief and mourning in their lives, if they live long enough to love somebody, and so there's nothing you can do about the thing that happened, but you can go, oh, that's the last time that's going to happen. And for me, being a mom and in love with my own family and John's family and the 4 kids, I went, how do we make sure this doesn't happen to anyone in our family again? And the minute I had that motivation or that wind beneath my wings, I could just feel John going, oh, everyone's our family, reminding me, because he was very big on that, like to do it for. And so because we're very lucky in our family to have kind of the privilege of being in show business, and people every once in a while go, I wonder whatever happened to her. Oh, she's doing this now. I'll take it. However we can get it, the attention on thoracic aortic dissection, because it is an emergency situation that is an asshole, because it imitates other things, because it's chest pain and sometimes it's nausea. So people go into the hospital and their aorta, which is the tube that goes from your heart and takes the blood literally like a candy cane, and the great veins go up and they feed your brain and then your arms and stuff, and it goes all the way down, and there's an abdominal part, but this thoracic part, if that goes, you're in trouble. And what can happen is the layers inside of it that make up the tube, basically the pipe, can become unstable. The first thing, which is not something that you can feel, is it starts to bubble out in certain places. And you can imagine, if you've ever had a sweater or a thing, anything that has layers, anything moves, it makes it unstable. And so then the layers start to separate, and blood can get in between the layers. It makes like a little tear, like a run in pantyhose. Isn't pantyhose still a thing? I don't know. But it starts to tear, right, with the blood pressure. And it is, once the dissection, which is just the actual first part of the tear, happens, the clock is ticking, because that means that the blood, instead of being pumped into the place it needs to go to feed your body, where my nerds out there, blood is oxygen. That's what's being fed to your body, So imagine your body's kind of starving for the oxygen it needs to move, because part of the blood, and then eventually all, starts to go in between the layers. It gets diverted to this place that is basically going nowhere. That's how people die. Sadly, that's how we lost John, because they didn't have it in their heads it could be this, and they started treating him for one of the symptoms he was having, which was chest pain. And everybody knows what confirmation bias is. If you've been talking about heart attacks your whole life because you work in the ER, and that's most of the things you see, you go to that. But they didn't rule out the other stuff. So they started treating him for a heart attack. So instead of a blockage in his heart, which would be blood thinners and this and that and whatever, and real quick getting him into a thing and he was actively, sadly, dying of a tear in his aorta. So all the blood thinners, all the things you do for a heart attack, hasten. That's the nuts and bolts. That's sad. I've said it so many times, but I keep thinking, at what point could I have intervened? I didn't know.
Yeah.
No excuse for the doctors not knowing. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but just in case, I'm here to remind you, that song, of the mess you made. It's like, I'm the publicist for the human aorta. That's weird. And yet I do it. Okay. Because since 20 years ago was when John died, that seems impossible. Oh my God. But it is. Things have changed. Not enough, but they've changed. People themselves advocate. They go into the emergency room, maybe with a little chest pain, and they're like, you need an antacid. And you're like, you need to look at the johnritterfoundation.org. I'm not leaving here without a CAT scan. The CT scan is the way to know exactly what you're dealing with. We have like an army of people out there. And I was talking to somebody today and just saying, you know what? It's okay if you say you're related to John. Freaking lie. I don't care. If they understand that there could be a genetic thing, if that helps you, or you say you're like my buddy and I talk to you. If you see me, everybody out there, I deputize you. I don't know how you deputize someone. I was going to bless you, but that's more like the proselytizing of seriously this like science fiction. Science fiction means you know about science. You can't do science fiction. You can't do, what do you call it when you like cryptids on other planets and things where it's like speculative biology. You can't speculate biology without knowing biology. You can, but you'd suck and nobody's going to follow you.
Right.
You can't play jazz unless you know the scales and you're classically trained. Okay, that one's a lie, but let's get back to the other thing. So the science part of it is fascinating. And really the people that get it, like when I do a signing thing, I've done a couple, and people come up to me dressed all witch away and making me thrilled, right? They'll talk to me about DNA and genes and that, and just the science of it is fascinating. But all you need to know is go to johnritterfoundation.org. Just look at it. Just look. If you like purple, it's full of freaking purple. You'll love it. And we have ambassadors, advisors because whether you've lost someone from an aortic dissection or you have an aortic aneurysm that you're living with, because sometimes there's a particular time you need to wait to have the surgery, knowing about it saves your life and your loved ones, because it can very, very likely be genetic. We also have a genetic research program. Who knew? Hi. Yeah, I graduated from college. No. But, I am obviously not conducting the research, but you don't need to know all that. You just need to enjoy the fruits of the labor. All these brilliant people who have been working on this for so long, plus my big mouth, trust me. And if I say something that seems like that doesn't seem right, I get checked all the time. So look at the foundation thing and the science and the research. Thank God we have a website and not like a Benjamin Franklin flyer going out, because it has to be a living document. Oh yeah, but like daily with beautiful science, and I put some goofy pictures on there sometimes too. But our chief science officer, Ellen Hostetler, came on last year. It was like her anniversary of coming on. So I don't have to guess and call people and stuff. I'm like, is this real? She's like, yeah, that's not how you spell that. And let me do it. So thank God for her. But that's all. You probably didn't want me to talk this long about it. I can't help it.
Oh, no, I did. That was actually going to be my second question, was to ask.
No, Mel Brooks is a hoot. Okay.
So you got it, because I wanted to make sure we talked about it, because that's why we're here.
Yeah. And also hit like and follow. I don't know how to do like that. People like mostly do it for me, but I do like update stuff when I'm, drunk. No, just kidding. I don't drink, but on Instagram and stuff. So that's Yasbeck Amy. Mm-hmm. I believe, unless somebody younger and smarter than everyone tells me that's not it. It is it. And on Twitter, please follow the John Ritter Foundation on those other things. Yeah. Okay, that's all.
There's good updates. So Kristen says, Lauren would like to know about your experiences working with Jim Carrey on The Mask. So what can you tell us about Jim Carrey?
I had, a low-key crush on him, just actor to actor, of course, because he's wonderful. You can't be around somebody that talented and not go. Also, he's quite a dish in real life, but he would come in hours before, 6 hours or something, to get in the makeup when he had the mask on. And so I'm sure he was meditating or doing TM or something in his head to sit there and be that patient. Usually, the way it's always been when you look at a call sheet, the women, the girls, whoever's going to be like wearing makeup and getting their hairs did, as they say, get there before everybody else. And it's always fascinating to see a guy there before you, because usually it's just hair and makeup and all the women going, hi. So we got to really talk to him, and gentleman, hilarious. We talked briefly about how we were going to do stuff. We didn't have very much actual physical stuff together. And spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, please get off. No, but it's been around forever. I believe they used to give out the, what do you call it? Not the DVD, but the big one early on.
The VHS?
No, the big circle. Oh God, I'm very silly. Not a, it's Blu-ray, but it was just a big one. DVD, the something, Laserdisc.
Oh.
When those machines, when they started making those and DVDs, there's a store called Circuit City. I don't know if it's still around, but is it?
No, but I remember Circuit City.
Really? We should talk. But it was giving out, you would buy a DVD player or a Laserdisc, bleepity blop, whatever it's called, and it would come with a mask already stuck in there, like dad's porn. Just kidding, not stuck in there. And not my dad, and not my kid's dad. Shit, where have I gone with this? It would come along with it. So it was crazy because everybody watched it at home if they hadn't been able to see it. And I talked to Jim about that a couple times, and he said, yeah, that was a movie that was just right on the cusp of that weird technology. And so there are people of all ages. And sometimes, because not everybody can afford it, it was that was the perennial one that everybody could agree on in the family. Everybody's using their allowance to buy DVDs of their taste. But that's the one that came with it. That might be the first one they ever watched. And so for holidays, they would watch The Mask. I love it. Anyway, Jim Carrey, he's a dish. And I really like him, and he's really sweet. And I got to introduce him to John, which was crazy. John actually got banned from the set because the director, Chuck Russell, probably remains a dick, but he was a dick during the movie, and said, nobody's allowed on the set, a closed set, especially you, Amy. It's not a circus. I went, all right. Wow. I don't think he wanted somebody as brilliant as John on the set. I don't know. I've told that story before. Come after me, Chuck. Come at me, Mel. You were a dick to me. You were a dick to me, too, and all the background actors. Suck it. But, so John didn't come to the set, but there was a St. Jude charity event, and John and I went, John, you want to meet Jim Carrey? And it was far away, and Jim just kind of looked up like the dinosaurs in Fantasia. I am in the right place, by the way, with you guys. Like the dinosaurs in Fantasia, when the meteor and they go, or with T-Rex, they all look around. Jim looked around and looked at John, and I just went, oh, I don't need to mediate this. And they stood up and they talked, and it was so sweet. And at one point, John took Jim's face in his hands and was go da 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 da, and then Jim took, and I just went, yeah, I don't even need to be here. And I said, John, what did you say to him? And he said, I just quickly reviewed all of his work and how much I love it. And I also told him that my son Jason can imitate him perfectly.
Oh my gosh.
Which is true, physical comedy and everything. Anyway, I love Jim, call me. I don't know. Hey, why did it get blurry all of a sudden?
That is a good question. What's going on with...
I mean, it's my dream come true, but why?
No, you look beautiful, so...
Why is it blurry like that? Somebody tell me. Somebody smart right in.
That is very strange.
It's very mysterious. I swear I'm not doing anything to it. I wouldn't even know how.
Yeah.
Should I pop out and pop that in?
Try that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I will fill a few minutes while we wait for the lovely Amy to join back in. Hello, Carl. Yes, I've changed my outfit to match Amy. Carl says, 2 lovely ladies. No wonder Donna tried to keep me at dinner so long. I know, and even 2 redheads, even though mine's a little bit more auburn. So, yeah, Carl. Eli says, technology just can't handle you, Amy. That is true. That is true. That was Eli Cat. All right. Curly Fest says, come at Amy and I'll back her up. Oh, there you go. You look fine.
I look better with the blurry. I like that. In the old days, and the joke was that you'd put Vaseline on the lens to get those, Gloria Swanson close up shots.
Yep.
And then I always say at a certain age, we're going to have to shoot me through brocade. It's a joke that's funny because it's specific. Now there's apps for that. Okay, if it goes blurry again, just go with it. What's Molly saying?
Okay, so Molly says she grew up watching John on Three's Company, and she remembers a movie with Carrie Fisher, she thinks, where he played quadriplegic. So
I don't know if he played a quadriplegic, because I believe he was in a wheelchair and did this, so he's probably played a paraplegic. I've only seen clips from it. I actually got to talk to Carrie Fisher about it. I was invited to her birthday party. I've lived quite a life. Right now, she was great. Oh my God. But I've lived quite a life. I'm saying it's over now. We can look back and feast on it. But yeah, he was wonderful. He was wonderful. And I think what was cool was John got to didn't see the series, but I think he saw the pilot of, or the presentation of Joan of Arcadia, where Jason was portraying somebody in a wheelchair. And it's a certain thing because, and controversial now, I'm sure, even since Jason did it, and no knock on anybody. Yeah, there's actors that are paraplegics that can do those roles. But what's beautiful is that Jason and John, both with such heart and dignity and humor, were able to present that, and it was really beautiful. What is the name of that movie? It's called, I don't know. I'll find it. Somebody in
the comments. And Molly, she loved you in Wings.
I loved me in Wings too. I loved being in Wings. I don't know if I loved me in it, but I loved being at Paramount on the spooky set. That was on the spooky set. That was stage 19. That was the Poltergeist set that's supposed to be haunted. It was certainly haunted by crickets.
Was it haunted by any ghosts that you encountered?
No. I'm not a big ghost hunter. I'm more of a debunker type until actually somebody comes in, like shakes my hand in ghost form. Sorry.
No, that's fair.
It's okay. But I do watch all the shows. All the ghost hunter shows. But the most fun thing to do with the ghost hunter shows is to put your hand over the thing where it's trying to tell you what the ghost is saying and just listen to it without reading it, because I think, and it usually sounds like the ghost is going, cancel the show. No, I don't know. Sorry.
So Trevor Hawkins says, Amy, what aspect of living the actor's life was the most surprising to you, and what aspect was what you had more or less expected? Ooh, that's a good question.
It's a really good question. They're my therapist, so I talk to them actually every day for 2 hours. Just kidding, they're not my therapist. It's still surprising. It's surprising how they throw your ass out after you're a certain age. That's no good. But that actually wasn't surprising. I think how easy it was when it was easy and how hard it is when it's hard. And that as a, I don't know, come at me if you know me and you think this is bullshit, but I'm kind of a creative person. Hands-on. Well, mostly it's just like taking shit apart and then the Ritalin wearing off and forgetting what I was doing and it's in the corner. But
I feel that.
It's, it's really the acting part, not what we're doing right now and stuff. It's like sisters are doing it for themselves. But in acting, if that's your way to tell stories and present stuff from your guts, you have to get permission for it. It sucks. Somebody has to go, yeah, you, not you. So it's a little bit like being chosen for the field hockey team. I said field hockey as a joke because I went to Catholic girls' school, but it's like, okay, there's a lot of getting your feelings hurt, so you have to immediately adjust. And so I immediately adjusted, which was a lot easier when I was getting stuff in auditions all the time, because it's way easier to go this to something and you have 100 opportunities and you get 2 of them, as opposed to you get 2 opportunities and you don't get any of them. You can't help but put more pressure on the audience. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm asking everybody that's here today to please donate to my GoFundMe. No, I don't have a GoFundMe. It's why everybody is encouraging each other. And I do have the minor skill set on this that I would like to develop. Make your own content. Write a script. I have 14 of them in my head. Are they on paper? No. The aforementioned Ritalin should explain why they are not on paper. It's hard. But I think when actors who also have the ideas and I think we should match up with other people of the same sensibilities, and the writers of us write and the this of us this, and do our own little, it's like learning pods if you went to Montessori school or something. There are several people who have reached out to me who actually kind of know what they're doing. And it's never for, hey, come be in my movie. It's like, you want to help write on this thing, or can you punch this up, or stuff like that? I think I got to start doing more stuff like that and then write myself in, right?
I think you should.
Okay.
I would love to see you in more things. And I also...
Thinly veiled Chuck Russell takedown. Just kidding.
Yes. Hey, my money's on you. I feel like Hollywood is starting to cast more actresses who are older in some roles, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it takes, just like when you talk about the NFL or anything else, it takes the bosses being people who extend their hand across an imaginary over and underline, a color line, a culture line, gender, all genders, because
yes,
this beautiful spectrum is available for, not this beautiful spectrum, the specter for some people, the spectrum of genders is out there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed.
Okay. Love
Thank
you.
you for saying that.
True.
And
Come on.
Ryan Permisson says, hello, Amy. How are you? He wants to know, what was your favorite scene to film in Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Oh my God, all of it. And some of the best times were in between scenes, obviously sitting there with, I never left the set. I wouldn't go home. They're like, we need your tits back now. Because I had like a big padded bra. And I'm like, I just want to watch him do this. I just want to watch it. That was weird. Watch him do this one scene. I got out of the chastity belt as soon as possible. It was painful. But it's like, I'd be sitting there just in my jeans and a backpack, but with my wig still on, and I'd be on the set sitting next to Mr. Brooks as he was directing, and they're here taking my stuff out. I didn't want to miss 1 second of it. So it's hard to say which. What was fun for me is that John came a couple times, and Mel, Mr. Brooks, makes me call him Mr. Brooks. No, he doesn't. But Mel, unlike a lot of directors, most would let the actors at lunchtime, we could just go and get sandwiches and watch the dailies from the day before. That is not a thing. But he trusted, there were a couple people he's like, you can take a nap. I don't want to tell you who, but for the people that like he trusted, he opened it up, and in that way he could say,
I'm so sorry. That's my son.
hello, my sweetheart.
Logan, do you want to come say hi real quick?
What's that?
Come around this way. Come around this way. Nope. Come on this side, honey.
What is
his name is Logan. Okay. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Logan. What's on your shirt? Is that the periodic table? Come back.
Logan, come back. She wants to see your shirt. Okay, Logan.
What is it?
The Minecraft periodic table.
It is, but it's Minecraft?
Yes.
Okay. Logan, I'm going to text your mom because I need to know where to get a shirt like that, okay?
Yes, we will get you.
All right, I'm going to send something exactly to Logan. He doesn't need to know who I am or anything, just something fun. How old are you?
Oh, he can't hear you because I've got my headphones on.
Logan,
how old are you?
11 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I got it. All right. See you later, my new best friend.
You were very sweet.
I'm all about Logan. You have no idea. No, he's my guy. Okay, Sippy Cup. What's in there? Gin?
Oh no, it is water. I promise.
Same.
Okay, Logan. Come on.
Oh, so Skylar Production says, speaking of spooky stuff, do you have a favorite cryptid or mythical creature?
I can't remember the name of him. It's Japanese, and he's like looks kind of like a frog, but he's little, and he has like a little bowl on top of his head. And I don't know if it's the way you kill him or the way you're fucked if you talk to him, but somehow the water spills out of his head. Nobody knows who he is. I had him printed out and all of it. It's just like so specific. There's a bunch of them. Also, hold on. The Loveland, Ohio Frogman. Hello, that's my hometown. Check out Loveland Frogman.
Ooh.
I have sweatshirts. My buddy Josh, do you see me mirroring you? Yeah. You said ooh, I say ooh. My friend Josh Sneed, really needs to change his name, is a stand-up, but he also he established and is the boss of Cincinnati Shirts, and I'm from Cincinnati. And I've always loved because it has like old like signage from Cincinnati stuff. And then he got the Cincinnati Zoo, like he has a lot of cool accounts. But at some point, our hometown cryptid got on there, and I just bought every piece of, if you ever see me in a gray sweatshirt, there's a faint image because I've washed it so many times of the Loveland Frogman. So that's my favorite. Forget about the waterhead guy that's like a baptismal.
Ooh. George Bueller's got you. Those frog creatures are Kappa.
They are. And they're cool.
My favorite is the squonk.
What's that?
Because the squonk is this creature who is so ugly that all it does is hide in the forest and wail about how ugly it feels it is. And if someone finds it, it will collapse into a puddle of its tears. It is the saddest cryptid ever. I feel so sad for it.
Wait, if it collapses into a puddle of his tears, how does it reconstitute to live again another day? It seems like he'd only be like good for one use.
That's how it dies.
Okay, what's the name again?
The squonk, Squonk.
I love him.
I love him too, and So
sounds like a squealing skunk. Yeah, I like the squonk.
I want to find one and, assuming they were real, and reassure it that it's beautiful and adopt it as a pet so it doesn't have to cry.
Hold on. Is he a guy or is he a girl or is he undeclared?
Undeclared. So
that is a very cool, like little storyline. And you can stop him before he's halfway tears and go, hold up, hear me out. I'm into you. You are my absolute kink. Are there more of you? And just like pump up his ego. I'm doing it.
Exactly. That's my plan. That's my plan.
All right, take me with you.
All right. We're going to go squonk hunting.
It's not hunting. I'm your man when you go out because you're going to have to make sweet love to the squonk to reassure it.
Yes. So John says, I was a Yasbecker before, but now I think I am in love with Amy after watching this. You know what? Same, John.
Maybe I should put up that GoFundMe. Back at you. I don't know who you are, but your name is John. I love my favorite name.
So Lauren, Kristen Marie says, Lauren likes when you said you were Supergirl on Quantum Leap.
I wasn't Supergirl. Who said I was Supergirl on Quantum Leap?
She says when you said you were Supergirl.
Oh, I see. And we're back to the multiverse. Yes, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like in an interview I said I was Supergirl. I'm like, was I? It's probably something I went out for and didn't get. Hey, why aren't I on the new one? I need to be on the new Quantum Leap. I got to call.
No, I would love to see that.
Blow up my blah blah social media so I can say, see, I can bring all these fun people with me. I don't know how that works.
Hashtag.
No, but on Quantum Leap was great because it was with Scott and my dear friend Bob Saget. God bless him. I freaking loved him. That's where I met him on that, and we were like comedy partners like in the 1950s. I had a pointy bra. I don't want to keep talking about my boobs, but I did have a pointy bra. It was hilarious. But yeah, I wonder if I have that script here somewhere. That would be a fun one to like auction off or something, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will look for it. I have all my scripts. I still can't believe I even live in California, much less have been an actor and been on TV. Honestly, I have to catch up to myself all the time. If you catch me crying in the forest because I'm hideous, could you please reassure me?
Reassure you. I would absolutely reassure you. And then
it's called imposter syndrome. Everybody gather around. It's really, really hard to believe in yourself. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Hi, everybody.
Tyler Ritter says, hashtag save the squonks. Yes, we're making this.
Darling, my stepson. I'm his wicked stepmother. Wicked awesome if you're from Boston. Thanks, Tyler. Save the fucking squonks. Agreed. I think he spelled it wrong. Did he spell it wrong?
No, he spelled it right. He got it.
Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Okay.
You got it right. That is how you spell it.
Fine.
Good job, Tyler. Tyler knows his cryptids.
No, he doesn't. He learned that from you.
So Carrie Bloodrose says, can you tell us about the time you went from playing the mean mom to playing the nice mom in the Problem Child films? It was pretty interesting how your roles were polar opposites in both films.
I kind of had more fun playing the first one. I mean, right? I mean, the word Karen gets thrown around, but Flo? Yeah, horrible person. Way. I loved it, and I love how the bitch was a redhead and the nice one was a brunette. Whatever. I'm just no shade on you, but I'm saying it doesn't always work out that way. I loved it. I was very happy to come back and be like that little Easter egg. Some people don't know. And they're like, and a lot of people have only seen Problem Child 2. That seems wrong. That's like watching Godfather out of order, which it is. But I loved both of those. I only kept some of the clothes from the second one. Although, okay, how can I get the camera over there without you seeing the whole thing? Hold on one second.
Okay.
Sing a song.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Well,
Shit.
I'm a little pot short and stout. Here is my handle and here is my spout. When I am
That's not how that song goes. Here's how that song goes. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my other handle. Oh, fuck, I'm a sugar bowl. Anyway. If you saw Problem Child 1, somebody's calling me. They need to go away. Stop it. Sorry. Wait till you see this. This was the actual prop that was over the fireplace in the house. In Kelly's house. Is that crazy?
That's wild. I love it.
I hate it now. I'm like, oh, I wish I looked like that. Fantastic. So it was, I mean, that was really fun to play the jerk. And I have a closet full of leopard print, actual leopard skins. Cruella de Vil. No. I'm a freaking weirdo animal person. But I like to wear people want to see me if they like the Problem Child character, Flo Haley. They like to see me wearing like the leopard print thing. They're like, I got to get a picture of you wearing that. And I'm like, okay, that will be $14. No, I don't know how much it costs. I forget. I could do more of those though. That's really fun. I would like to do a signing thing that's specifically like put one on and make everybody come out and give some dough to the foundation.
That would be fantastic. You should do that.
Yeah, I've got lots of time to do stuff like that. Anyway,
I mean, no, but
I'll consult with you.
yes.
Okay. What else? Jason.
Okay. So before I read Kristen's question, I just want to remind everyone that you're watching our interview with Amy Yasbeck as part of the Multiverse FunRaiser. I'm Kelly Guentner, and we are raising money for the John Ritter Foundation for Aortic Health. So thank you for joining us, and just look at the bottom for instructions on how to donate. We'll also play a little video at the end, giving a little more information.
Cool.
And so Kristen's question is a
I know
two-parter.
exactly what she's talking about.
So Kristen Marie says, how about working with Jason Alexander in Pretty Woman and hanging with the Ritters, quotations.
I mean, here's a question. I've never watched that movie with the subtitles on. Does that pop up? Because that was in a very Soto voice, and it was during when Jason and I were doing ADR, like after the movie, and putting like sounds and little extra things in. And I had just, and so I shot Problem Child. I mean, I shot Pretty Woman, and then I did Problem Child, and Jason Alexander was then the ADR, because it's like after the final edit and stuff. And you know the whole Pretty Woman thing, right? It was a very dark movie called 3000 about prostitutes, and it was crazy. And then they're like, or that didn't test well. This is not a titty twister. There used to literally be dials that you would go in. Maybe it is. Seriously, Jason Alexander's like, so you met John Ritter? And I'm like, yeah, I'm working with him on this thing. He started like fanboying about it. And so Gary Marshall's like, what are we talking about? And so when it came to the yada yada in the background, there's a thing about like, oh yes, we just got back from the Ritters and to embarrass Jason Alexander, who could not stop talking about John, which was very, very sweet. I don't even know if John even ever noticed that in that movie.
Oh,
but somebody's paying attention. That's very cool.
Oh, Kristen's
yes,
always paying attention. She knows her trivia. It's delightful. So Candace Fiorine, I'm sorry, Candace, if I don't pronounce her name right.
Fiorine.
Oh, the way you say it is beautiful. So Candace says, we love you so much, Amy. Do you have a favorite John role or movie? Ooh.
If I have a picture of it up here. Literally role just in terms of being in love with my sexy, sexy husband. There is, everybody's like, Tyler, you earmuffs. Somebody keeps calling me, God damn it. In Stay Tuned, there is a thing where for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, like he keeps going from channel to channel, whatever it is. And he's a gladiator. And he has, I was not around them, I've seen the pictures, and he has like a gladiator outfit on with like the little leather skirt that looks like it's made out of Father's Day ties. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? The shape?
Yes, yep.
And a thing, and there's like one shot of him because there's a lot of him. Like I have all these behind the scenes. Why am I blurry again?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm going to finish the story, then go out and come back in. I don't even know what it is. Oh shit! Should I do it? You don't want me to be blurry.
Yeah, why don't you go out and come back in again, and then you can finish the story. That's
yeah. So anyway, I have some behind the scenes pictures of John and his gladiator.
Oh wait, no, you're good again.
What's happening? Is this a cryptid situation? Have we angered the squonk?
Yes.
So, but favorite role, I mean, he was the most brilliant in Sling Blade. He wasn't the most brilliant person in Sling Blade. They were all brilliant. But that was crazy and so satisfying for him. And we saw when it premiered in New York at the Avery something, I forget, some fancy thing at Lincoln Center. Can't remember the name of it. And we happened to be up in like some kind of like opera boxes looking down, and the movie doesn't have titles at the beginning. It doesn't have the cast, or it just opens up. And you could look down, and I'd go look, and he was like watching people, like looking, and a couple people like when he came on, and then he spoke, and a couple people were like, he's really gotten fat. And John's like, they're saying I'm fat. I'm like, it's because they don't recognize you. And some people were like, I think it's him with the glasses. And you could see it like ripple through the thing. And afterwards, people got wind that he was sitting up there. And at the end, before Billy Bob got on stage and did the thing, they were looking and they saw John, and the audience was, I mean, you could feel like a wave of love. And he's like, who's fat now, bitch? And I'm like, it was gorgeous. More to love. I mean, hello, that's my type. But I mean, it was so interesting to see people rediscover him. And then people are like, I knew it all along. I knew he was great at the da-da-da. He wouldn't do 1 second. Everybody, all of his agents, his manager, wanted him to put himself like in contention, because for your consideration, for supporting, for the movie, for an Academy Award or any of the things. And he's like, no, I don't want to ruin it. I feel like I did a good job. And people that I respect are telling me, and people are on the streets, they're telling me, I don't give a shit. Fascinating. Yeah, it was interesting. Also, a little, what do we call it in the close? Imposter syndrome. Yeah. All the good actors have it, because you can't believe your luck, and it makes you work harder.
Yeah, I get that. So, John B. Pica wants to know, he says, since we are hosted by the Cereal Box Network, we got to ask the question, what was John's favorite Saturday morning cartoon, and what cereal was in his bowl while he's eating it?
Tyler, are you on here? Because I think he loved watching cartoons with the kids. And it's not like you're a generation older than your little brother, Tyler. But in our house, it was Powerpuff Girls.
Nice.
Dug it. And Samurai Jack. I wrote a letter to the guy, Gendy, what's his name? The Samurai Jack guy. Loved what was up with all that. I mean, we're forced to watch Clifford. We loved it because he was a star of it. But he liked like fun, edgy things with like little pops for adults. I know that he loved like the Flintstones and the Jetsons and stuff, of course. And he actually, do you remember, what was the one? John kept losing, see, like that, the daytime Emmy to him. What was the thing? And they had like there was like a goldfish in a bowl, and the guy, what was his name? And he had like an inspector hat on, and he would go through time and do stuff. Oh no, he would figure out about animals. Come on, you guys. And what was the name of that? And John did like a character on that. And then not Saturday morning cartoons, but he did a voice on King of the Hill. Like, he loved animation, let's put it that way. But I'm sure, judging by the hat that Jason religiously wears as it starts to fade into just molecules and the universe, that Teenage Ninja Turtles was a huge influence on John. And I know that Jason loved that show. So I mean, I don't know, cereal wise, okay, this is embarrassing. I loved the, not corn nuts, what do they call grape nuts? It's old person cereal, but it's good, nice and crunchy. Like you're eating rocks, but you're not. Makes you feel tough. With half and real sugar, so. And a cup of coffee, and you're good. You don't ever need a stool softener. I'm sorry.
Well, hold on. Before I read off Carrie's question, I'm going to bring in someone who is also part of our network. Her name is Willow, and she has a costume on that you might recognize.
What are we cosplaying?
I'm a huge fan of yours. So, how's my maid Marion?
Well, I'm just, okay, scooch back a little bit because I'm just staring down your shirt, which is fine with me. Girls gotta live. Darling! Oh, wow, hello. Absolutely, darling. You did not need the top part that I had to have. Sorry. Let me see your little crown. I don't even think I got a good crown like that. Mine was just like a gold, like ring thing that made a mark in my layers of makeup. That's really fun. I love it.
Well, I figured by now you would be Queen of Nottingham, and
this is a breast without the costume. I love it.
You would have found a key for the chastity belt, and that thing would have been scrapped.
Man in chastity belt and run away with you. It's my little.
I love it.
Marian's happy side maid. It's really darling. Good for you. Did you make it or did you source it?
No, Spirit Halloween is a wonderful thing.
It really is. When I go to Spirit Halloween, and I do, I still have every costume because sometimes I take them apart and make them into other things. Do you know what I mean? Especially the little kid costume. They come with like the kind of neoprene, like silver, like for space boots and stuff, and you can use it for making a Bucky arm. What was his name? Who's Bucky? Yeah. You know what I mean? What's his name?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I was tasked with making a Bucky arm. The kid decided that's not what he wanted to do that year, but I still have the Bucky arm. You tell me once to make a costume, you only have to tell me once. I put all my attention to it, and then I keep it forever. Maybe I should sell some of the things I make. You guys.
Absolutely.
Costume elements. I mean, where you at? Etsy?
Yes, Etsy would be the place to go. Also, I want to see a picture of this Winter Soldier arm that you made. That's one of my favorite characters.
Good luck. If I took this down, you would go, how can you find anything? And I only found Flo because she was on the wall.
I feel this.
Yes, I'll show you the Bucky arm. You know what else I use for the Bucky arm? And my kid did not play soccer, but I went to Big Five Sporting Goods and got some junior size shin guards. Like that, and then like hot glue the neoprene fake space boot over it, the silver, and then I took black thick string, like what do you call it? Floss. What do you call it? Floss. Like
fishing twine or fishing wine?
No, it's the floss that you use for needlepoint. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
It's called floss. It's called floss. And what I did was, imagine this: you have this thing with the sturdy thing, and then the neoprene on the outside to make it look like the segments of like the bionic thing. So I put that and I would tie it really tight, like you're making like little sausage marks on it.
Oh,
I should have sold that thing a long time ago.
You should have. Etsy is the way to go. And also,
listening from the foundation should have an Etsy page. because, right? I mean, it used to be eBay and stuff, but I mean, we have some. Look, if there's only one thing, one picture or one thing of John, it's not going anywhere. If we have quadruples of stuff, it would be very cool to sell stuff on there.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me promote it, guys. Okay, Willow.
We need to have you come back and give us tips of old Hollywood tricks on costuming. Like, this is awesome.
It's crazy crafter tricks. Old Hollywood is like you spit on the lens. Like, what I'm not doing unless a ghost is sneezing on it or something.
And I just want to challenge people, since we're so close. We have 10 more minutes left in this interview. So let's, if one person donates $40, we'll be at 25% of our goal. Our goal is $2,000. Obviously, I hope we can blow our goal away.
It's so early.
Yeah, let's get to the goal early and keep going.
Easy. How cool. Okay.
So yeah, we're doing amazing. Like, well, Jason donated after his interview, so that like helped spike us. He's so sweet.
He's very attractive.
Yes, he is. I get very flustered. He's very sweet.
Call out who was saying that, Jen. But yeah, people thought he was attractive. By the way, I realized, because I took all of John's glasses and made them into reading glasses or whatever for myself, because he didn't spend money on like stupid stuff, but he liked glasses and watches. And when he would do a production and he would go, they'd say, do you have any notes on the character? Yeah, I think he would probably wear glasses, that like some really good so he would go to LA Eyeworks and get to pick out glasses, and these are the glasses that he picked out for Sling Blade. You might recognize them. And these are my actual like computer glasses. That doesn't look bad.
You look good in those.
Well, I know that good. But is that crazy? I have the actual Sling Blade glasses.
That's awesome.
I love that.
The kids are all going to come after me now. You said we couldn't find them. Okay. Take what you want, kids.
All right. So Carrie Bloodrose wants to know, was Problem Child how you and John met?
Yes.
And if not, well, okay. And so how did you two become such a lovely couple? If you don't mind sharing.
It was the first time I met him in Dennis Dugan, who was the director's living room. So that was that. And we worked together on Problem Child. And then we did, Jay, are you in here? Is that your version of sneaking in, not making noise?
Is what?
We're live. I said, is that your version of sneaking in and not making noise? Jay Ginsburg, ladies and gentlemen. Say hi to my friend Jay. There he is. Okay. Go away for a second. We're going to go out and eat. Huh?
Should I close this door?
Sure, close that door. Anywho's it. We did an episode of The Cosby Show. Fuck you, Bill Cosby. But it was fun. And it was my first sitcom I'd ever done, and doing it with Bill Cosby, the iteration that we all thought we knew and loved. And John, like the two like amazing guys from that. What has happened now? And then Problem Child 2. We just knew that we worked well together. And then later on, played well together. Next question.
Kristen Marie says you guys were hysterical on Cosby, the whistle.
We added a lot of stuff. Yes, it's always fun to play a character who thinks they know everything and then it falls apart. And I just, in my character, yes, the episode was that John was a coach who was my birthing coach, also my husband, and he wouldn't let Dr. Huxtable. Wouldn't let Dr. Huxtable like tell him anything. He's like, I got it, I know everything, like this kind of stuff, right? And then as it started falling apart, I started throwing things and being in pain, having natural childbirth, which, by the way, I wouldn't recommend. I've never done it. Seems horrible. But of course, I start falling apart emotionally, but John's character immediately starts not remembering how to dial the phone and getting like caught up in it and stuff. Kids, there was a time when a phone had a thing called a dial. And this thing that you could get caught up in, it's very hard to do comedy with this one. So
Yeah.
that is all. Thank you. Yes, I had fun doing that show.
Speaking of John's slapstick comedy, like, is that a natural talent? Like was he always like klutzy in a funny way? But
I didn't know him before he was an actor, but but his brother Tom absolutely tell. Yeah, John could make anything funny, and that is a natural thing. You know, like we're talking about Jim Carrey before. But the crazy thing is, all of John's kids, all 4, and not just the 2 that are actors, but they're all really funny in different ways. His daughter Carly is kind of sneaky funny. Yeah, that's my style. But it's crazy because it's like, is that genetic? Well, loose joints are, but that's a whole nother situation. But I mean, John would say that I talked to Joyce DeWitt, who you're going to have on. And we talked about, but she was also amazingly physically facile, and John could use her kind of as a prop, which is crazy. Like he did not have that like stiff thing. Like they would devise ways to make both of their physicalities the funniest, And John was tall. He said he was 6 feet tall. I still think that's a lie, but whatever. Let him have it. I won't say what he was. I think everybody gets bowed out, but he said when he would do the bits or think about it, he pictured himself like a little like Bugs Bunny or little like Wile E. Coyote, like a little guy with no physical limitations that was rubbery and couldn't get hurt. And somehow he could pull that off, and we saw what he saw, So part of it is just the intention that in this world of Three's Company or what other show he was on, people have these kind of reactions. And it wasn't so far out of the realm that it was like, that's not how people act. It's like, that's how the funniest guy I know acts. So he was like the class clown, the life of the party without being obnoxious. Plus he was gorgeous to look at. So that was helpful. And I think part of his kind of staying power for the show and for people feeling like they had a connection to him, which also is very helpful with the foundation, because it's not named after some elusive, hard to understand person. It was this guy that for a lot of people was in their living room, or what they were a latchkey kid, and that was their babysitter till their mom got home, was Three's Company. So he was very knowable. And the physical comedy, which some people like, they do stuff and it kind of makes you like, they're a freak, they're a cartoon character. Somehow John kept the humanity in there. So none of us went, that's a weird guy. We're always like, God, I wish that was my guy. Now I'm just speaking from me.
Last question. Amy talks about John and Jerry Lewis in her book and your hilarious night after seeing Jerry and damn Yankees. Were there any other stories or opportunities where those two worked together?
No, but John would put Jerry on the speakerphone whenever he would talk to him. Also, Jonathan Winters. I'd be like, please. But Jonathan Winters knew that John had us on the speakerphone, but I didn't ask any questions. And I would listen to them talk just about like life and stuff, better than any show together. John, every year, because his brother Tom has cerebral palsy, and John's mother, Dorothy Ritter, and Tex Ritter too for his part, but were absolute radical advocates for accessibility. Got the sidewalks shaved down in LA. There was a time before you guys were born where if you were in a wheelchair or even a stroller or anything, or weren't able to, like, then you were screwed. Somebody would have to like lift you onto the sidewalk. It's crazy. So John's advocacy for the telethon, Jerry really admired that. And Jerry Lewis had his own muscular dystrophy telethon. So Jerry would do like a little bit for John, and John would do like a little bit for Jerry. And so then when they would talk on phone and coordinate that, I'd be just sitting there going, I'm from Ohio, what's happening? Yeah.
So, Amy, I know you wanted to say hi to Guy Gilchrist, who's waiting in the green room. So I'm going to play our quick video just about donations, and then I'm going to bring...
Can I just say, so I'm not running into guys' time, which I probably already have. Thank you, everybody. This has been really, really fun. Happy to do it again sometime.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Was a
I'm
pleasure.
mirroring you now. But seriously, thank you. This has been lovely.
Thank you. Bye, Maid Marian. Sorry about your chastity belt. You have to sit up straighter. It made you sit up straight like that. That's it.
Well, let me run this video real quick, and then I will bring in our next host. I'll bring in our next guest, and I'll keep you on screen so you can say hello. And if you wanted to stick around for the panel, Amy,
I'll tell you what, I can't stick around for the panel, but just give me a shot at connecting with my man.
Wonderful. Sounds good.
Our charity partner for this year's Multiverse FunRaiser is the John Ritter Foundation for Aortic Health. They exist to spread awareness of aortic health and prevent unnecessary suffering through genetic research, widespread education, and radical advocacy. Simply click on the link at our website, www.themultiversefunraiser.com, that says donate here, and that will take you to our Just Giving link. All donations go directly to the John Ritter Foundation for Aortic Health. As a bonus, every $10 donation that you give enters you into our sweepstakes to win fantastic prizes. All information can be found at our website under giveaway. So thank you for watching and thank you for supporting.